זה רע. בכל אשר נעשה תחת השמש, כמקרה אחד לכל. וגם לב בני האדם מלא רע והוללות בלבבם בחייהם, ואחריו אל המתים. אומר שלמה המלך, the fact that the tzaddikim and the reshaim, we see that they get punished the same. As we learned on Friday, what happened to Moshe Ba'aron versus the Berokline? What happened to Noah and Par'on Necho? They both became limp. What happened to Yoshiyahu and Ahab? They both died with arrows. Beautiful. What happened to Shimshon and Tzidkiyahu? They both got their eyes poked. What happened to David and Nebuchadnezzar? They both were kings for 40 years. So, אומר שלמה, זה רע בכל אשר נעשה תחת השמש. It looks like that the tzaddikim and resha'im, they both get punished the same. And what happens? כי מקרה אחד לכל. מקרה אחד לכל. Tzaddik ורשע, they both get punished the same. And therefore, the wise people, Anshim HaChamim, they understand that the reward is in Olam Haba. So if I see Tzaddik v'Rasha get punished the same, it doesn't shake their emunah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You hear this? If they see something happen to Tzaddik, or if they see something happen to Rasha, their belief doesn't change. There is a phrase, there's a one that I heard from the rabbi. למאמין, the one who believes in Hashem, אף שאלה לא תזיז אותו. No question will shake him. Whatever he sees, straight. ללא מאמין, to the one who doesn't believe in Hashem, אף תשובה לא תספק אותו. Any answer you'll give him will never be happy. תמיד יש לו, he's going to have what to say. Once again, למאמין, the one who believes in Hashem, אף שאלה לא תזיז אותו. Nothing is going to shake him. He's solid. ללא מאמין, the one who doesn't believe in Hashem, אף תשובה, no answer will make him satisfied. He's not going to be happy. Nothing's going to change him. Going back to our topic, המאמינים, הצדיקים, החכמים, when they see something happens in the world, it's not going to take him away from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But the problem is most people, רוב העולם, when they see something that doesn't make sense to them, it shakes them. And it shakes them to the bad, not to the good. I don't understand. How could it happen? I don't get it. I don't know. Since it happened, my emunah, my belief was a little shaky, and I don't know, my Shabbat, I'm not so sure. Why? Because he sees something. And Shlomo says on this, כי מקרה אחד לכל, because the same thing happened to both tzaddik and rasha, and that caused to the rasha'im and to the simple people פתאום not to believe 100%. אומר שלמה המלך, וגם לב בני האדם, because of that, it's going to bring people מלא רע והוללות, because their mind is too short, so they don't think. And since they don't think, it's more likely for them to get mixed. Can you make it 70 please? Thank you. וגם לב בני אדם מלא רע והוללות בלבבם בחייהם. In their heart, in their mind, they're very mixed. And they say, אומר רש"י, שאומרים, אין דין פורענות לרשעים. We don't see any punishment לרשעים. אין הכל אלא לפי המקרה. It just happens. פעמים לצדיק ופעמים לרשע. Mother Nature hits both, צדיק ורשע. It happens. There is nothing specifically if you're tzaddik, you get protection. If you're rasha, you get punished. They don't see it. We don't see it. And therefore, Omer Shlomo HaMelech, however, because of that, they do averot. They do sin. They become sinners. But what's the end? Ve'acharav el hametim. Omer Rashi, since he is very mixed, and since in his mind you cannot see difference between tzaddik and rasha, and therefore he does bad. ואומר שלמה המלך, זה רע. This, what happens, it's bad, because it gets to the most people in the world to do bad things. And the end is, אומר רש"י, אל המתים, וסופן יורדים לגיהינם. Those people who think that there is no din לרשעים ולצדיקים, their end ends in Gehinnom. Why? Because his faith, his emunah is not clear. And we have to know that the Hafetz Haim said that during the time of Mashiach, which is definitely our generation, if he spoke back then on the generations to come, that this is the Ikvata de Mashiach, our generation is Pashut, Shadaharon Ibtzaim. He said, who are the people that can be saved from all the tzarot sheyesh ba'olam? I think he spoke specifically, about Milchemet Gog uMagog. He said, the people that are going to stick with the emunah all the way. And he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to shake the world. And his line was, he put an example, Isaac. What's the example? יהיה כביכול rope מסוף העולם ועד סופו, big rope from one end to another, and people are holding, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to shake the rope. And what's going to happen? If you hold tight, strong, you'll survive. And if not, you'll fall down. We need to know this.
Shaking it now? Or?
Every single day, every moment. People nowadays, you can read and add in news, and that's it. Your mind is mixed. Can you come over here if you don't mind? Thank you. School of Mitzvot. We have to know that it's every day. It's a challenge of every single day. Whether you read the news or you go and read the news, people go through, it's a lot of challenges. Big time. Each one in his own life. Each one has his own challenges. But it's a big challenge when it comes to emunah. And when you see friends and you see families, and when you hear stories, and the story just shakes you, and you ask, how is it possible? The doubts that the Yetzer Hara puts in our mind, that's the war. That's milhama. Hamilhama is to stick with the emunah, but all the way. But I'm praying to Hashem and I'm begging already for 5 years and 7 years and 10. Nothing moves. I'm stuck in the same place. I want to see all those people, what happens to them? What happens to those people that have such a tremendous problems in Hinuch Habanim? They don't understand. I put so much money and I invested in tuition and everything. They go nuts. Efa Hashem, I did so much for the past 50, 20 years. Why my son is off? How is it possible? You don't hear. I hear. Big time. You see people who are single already 30, 40 years. You think it's easy for them? It's a question of emunah. Big time. Big, huge. I'm praying every holiday, every time. Every chuppah, every brit milah, the baby cries. They ask every time. And you see people are stuck. Why? Their emunah is very, very a challenge for them. If I pray and it says Sha'ared Ma'ot Lo Nin'alu, the gates of tears not closed. Do you know how much tears I cried to Hashem? And why? How is it possible? You know, those couples that they're married, I'm not saying the 20 years and 15 years, even young couples, young. And they're married for 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They don't have kids. They don't know what is for them the challenge. They don't know what is a challenge for them. They're kasher. I had a relative. She couldn't go to Brit after certain years. She couldn't go to Brit anymore. She couldn't. It was so bad and it was so terrible that she had to turn herself to a rock so she wouldn't get hurt to go to a Brit. That's how bad it was. I know a couple that they couldn't go to a mall. The wife the wife, she couldn't see any baby clothes, any store of baby clothes. She couldn't take it. She couldn't. And how much pain and how much tears. And tell them emunah. Tell them emunah at that time. ריבונו של עולם, מה האמונה? כמה אני צריכה לבכות? How much do I have to cry? I'm done already, I can't. וזה מה שאומר פה שלמה המלך. אומר כי מקרה אחד לכל וגם לב בני אדם מלא רע והוללות בלבבם לחייהם, אני לא מבין. I don't understand. I don't get it. And those things that לכם people, many people, they just turn off, they turn off and they just leave. זה מלחמה של אמונה. I remember the Rabbi Yonatan, when questions like this came up to him. So why should I believe in Hashem? He used to tell him, no problem, don't believe. Go take your kippah, throw it away. No, go. Now you can have a baby? No. So what's the difference? You're not going to get it anyway. Whether you have a kippah or you don't have a kippah, the baby's not going to come. If that's the case, so rather stay the way you are and pray with maybe one day, 50% chance that you're going to have a baby. But the way you act, it's not going to change anything. You hear this? That's how we used to talk to those people. People that they have a challenge and they're in pain. And it's because they think it's my emunah and my religion. So you know what? Maybe let me drop it. Go. Walk out of here. What is waiting outside for you? Something better? Better life? No. So what? If you tell me I don't have a kids and I'm married, it's because you think it's my belief, I'm stuck. Okay. Drop. Go outside and see if you're going to find something. You're not going to find. Then what's the chance? So what better is?
Odds, better odds. What's the better odds?
So the better is stay the way you are, and then try to keep going. Let your strength keep going. Do you hear this? Sometimes when people are in pain and they try to walk away, if you're going to walk away to a place that it's guaranteed, maybe you're right, but you don't have it anyway. So, do you hear this? Yes. Speak up.
If a person has emunah, does it help? Does it help him change the situation, or it just helps him understand?
Both. Both. Number one, if you have emunah, so you know it's bishamayim. So there is hope. There is hope.
It's positive.
It's 100% positive. And second, if you have emunah and you believe, you know what happens. So you're gonna say maybe it's a tikkun. Maybe I gotta do something. And by the way, that's without even thinking maybe you're doing wrong moves in life also. How many people, they do the biggest mistakes in life? You know what? I had this Shabbat. 3 girls came over. It's 3 sisters. 3 sisters. One is 32. One is, I think, 30, and one is 28. Beautiful girls. I'm telling you, beautiful girls. I asked the rabbi, I said, I don't get it. They could get married in a second. I'm telling you. Whatever a guy looks into, whatever he wants, you have it right there. They have education, they have degree, they're beautiful, everything is there. There is one person who holds it back. That's the mother. Why? Okay. They have a little hard time with business. They don't have a great income, the parents. So the mother looks only for a guy with money. Because if I had a bad, whatever she thinks, if I have a bad life, not a bad life, has shalom. Business, it's tight. And she raised her kids that the money was a big issue in the house. So because I love you, I don't want you to go the same path that I went through. Guy has money. That's the only condition she will let them go out. You hear this? There is no way you could say no to them. Eze midot. Wow, eze midot. Eze adinut. Wow, it's a mashu madhim. I don't say that. I'm telling you, they come from such a fine, beautiful family. The father, the most gentle person I ever met in life, is such a sweet person. No. Yalbinu sa'arotehem. Their hair will turn gray. So you can pray till tomorrow. Someone does a mistake over there. אתה מבין אותי? זה נקרא איוולת אדם תסלף דרכו ועל השם יזעף ליבו. אדם עושה שטויות and then he's angry on הקדוש ברוך הוא. Yes.
How many losers do you know? They were losers before they got married, and after they got married, they shut up.
Once they got married, he's saying once they got married, brothers should know. Once they get married,
Are you asking me or are you asking the mother?
That's my mother, obviously.
I give you her number if you want. Talk to her. If you convince her, I'll get them in a week. In a day. אני מדבר בגרון. תופס אותם בגרון. And we know what's the sad part? They don't even understand איפה הם נמצאות. They don't understand those. You should have your own opinion and say no to your mother. They don't get it. And there are such a respectful people. And each one works, and each one not rich, but they're such a fine girls. And I don't, you know what? In a way, I don't blame the mother also because she means good. You mean very good, but you're choking them. I once met a person, he was 42. He was he had a big position in the education field. Very big. And a great income. And a great person. Good looking guy. And he said when he was 40, he blamed his father. And his line was, Abba hanakoti mi ahava. My father choked me with love. And that's why I'm still single till now.
I'm very picky.
לא, האבא היה, אבא שלו כל כך, מרוב שהוא אהב אותו, חנק אותו.
He doesn't want to let him out of the house.
Whatever it means, but that was his line. That was his line. So you want to get married, but his parents really want to get him married. You love, because you want him to have the best girl and the best family and everything the best. Man, 42 and he's still single. So you cannot say emuna when you make mistakes. You gotta be normal.
So there's no degree of emunah. Either you have or you don't.
No, you can have emunah, but don't be silly. Don't do mistakes.
Don't blame your mistakes.
Yes, and if you do mistakes, you'll pay the price for that.
Okay, so you don't make mistakes, but
No, you will. People do mistakes. The smart people that we learn from the Hachamim to skip the mistakes. That's why it's always great to have someone older than you, one of the wise men, to ask him for advice.
So what about the people who don't make mistakes?
There isn't. Even Adam HaRishon did a mistake.
Okay.
So lo nivra Adam shelo asa mistake.
Okay.
You'll do the mistakes, but you know what my Rabbi Alav Shalom used to tell me? Rabbi Yonatan, I want to tell you something. Kol echad oseh ta'ayot. Everyone makes some mistakes. But let me teach you something from my mistakes, so you don't repeat my mistakes. You can have your own, but at least don't repeat my mistakes. You hear this? Zadam Hacham. Money, you can have your own mistakes, but at least let me give you my experience of life, so you wouldn't repeat my mistakes. So I'm saving you 80% of problems, but you can have 20%, and that's okay. You're going to learn from the mistakes, which is great. Nothing is bad. But you have to know that there is people who are 100% mistakes. And some are smart. 80% they were smart to avoid the problems. And 20% you learn. Ibanu. So now, speaking about emunah, Moti, we have to know that emunah is great. Sometimes when you do mistakes, you pay the price, and don't blame Hashem for anything. Ivelet Adam tesalef dako. His silliness, atipshut shelo, is going to take him to a wrong path, and then Ba'al Hashem is afli born. Then he's angry on Hashem. He's very upset. The guy runs, he's speeding, boom, a cop pulls him over. He gets a ticket. He's so upset. I went to pray to him, it's hot. 5 in the morning, and I went to the mikveh, and I gave tzedakah, and you know what? I got to Hatorah also. How come it happened to me? Dumb. What does this have to do with I would do salihot? There's אין שום שייכות אחד לשני בכלל. There is no connection אחד עם השני. You do mistakes, pay the price. זה לא שייך לאמונה. אמונה is whatever you do, and let's say you do the right things and the right moves, and yet משהו, things are not moving. אני מאמין שהכל מאיתו יתברך 100%.
He says always somebody makes mistakes.
לכן צריך לשאול חכם. תשאל חכם. חכם always sees what things you don't see. What's the benefit of דעת תורה? What's the benefit of אנשים חכמים? שומע לעצה, חכם. If you take advice from a soul, if you take advice from Mr. Mark, you're a wise man. You know what a wise man? מי זה איש חכם? שלמה המלך? Someone that takes advice and listens and he does. לא שומע לעצה, לא חכם. הבנו? So מה למדנו היום, חברים? למדנו היום שבעולם there is a big...
The rope, shaking the rope.
Yeah, Hashem is shaking the rope. That's one. Second, we also learned that it's not enough to say, Ani ma'amin. You're being tested every single day. Third, if you do mistakes, don't blame it on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Are we good? Hazak lo baruch. Rabbi Hananiah. רגע שאומר הצעה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות ישראל לפי שם. ובא להם טוב, שתלמד, ונחפץ.